New Earth shit, yeah. 2020 shit, light body shit, 5D shit, yeah. Things done, back here again, reporting live from the New Earth tribe. When you're speaking of masculine and you're speaking of feminine, you're speaking of aspects of a whole. You're speaking of, in the whole is the atom itself, is the atom. So when you're speaking of masculine, you're speaking of protons, and when you're speaking of feminine, you're speaking of electrons. So that's more of like giving and receiving. It's the same energy that makes all of life and all the universe exist, is the masculine, and the feminine itself is the whole atom. The high priests were the women of the culture in these beginning, like the original dynasties of Kemet. The women were the actual high priest, because they naturally by nature were able to receive and were just more in tune. And then it was the man's job to build, you know what I'm saying? So that was even back then, that was the aspects of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. The divine masculine was putting out the knowledge. It was putting out the knowledge to build the societies that the women were receiving. The women were having this insight, you know? Kundalini itself is the sexual energy. It's the sexual energy that is, it's the energy that is literally being pulled up from the earth. It's the magnetic field of the earth coming into your magnetic field, which is now becoming your life force, and it becomes what they call chi. So once that chi now becomes inside of you, it builds up in your root, okay? And that is where your Kundalini sits itself. Many, it is just literally dormant, coiled up cosmic energy. It's sexual energy that is waiting to be transmuted and risen. It's what completes the masculine and the feminine itself. It is your
in unison.
Yes, exactly. It is literally your sexual energy coming up through your spine. It is going through every chakra and then coming out of that pineal gland. It is coming out of your all-seeing eye.